I'm Amy Stack. I am the Regional Tech Trainer for the Mid-American region, and today I'm going to go over some of my favorite Canva quick tips for you. We're going to do 5 editing tips. We'll talk about how to zoom in and see your pages better, how to do picture swaps quickly and easily, how to change fonts on your page in multiple spots at one time. Then we'll look at our headshot and we'll talk about how to remove backgrounds and how to use the AI tool called Magic Expand. So right now we're looking at a for sale flyer, and I want to point out a few things. We've got 2 different fonts at the top, so you can see if I click that font right at the top, it says we're on Ovo. I can click for sale. I've got a second font name, and then if I come all the way down to the bottom, you can see all 4 of these text blocks that are all separate are the same font called Glacial Indifference. Okay, so we've got those few things we wanted to point out here. I've got some great pictures in here. However, they're not my listing, so I want to make sure I can put mine in there. And you can see that my headshot here, my shoulders are cut off a little bit. So we're going to talk about how we can make that look more like a full photo. And the last thing I want to do is show you that sometimes it's hard to see the text on your screen. If I scroll down to the bottom of the page here, you can see this is about 50% right now. Now, if I want to see what that's going to look like closer to print size, let's say I'm looking at an actual design or a design that's an actual flyer size. If I zoom in on the bottom near the right to closer to 100%, this is going to be closer to what your paper will be. It's a little bit smaller, but if you can't read it here, your clients probably won't be able to read it either. So this zoom really helps you get in there to see the details on things and check them out. You can see if your photos are blurry or not. And you can zoom out to get a full picture of what the overall flyer or graphic will look like as well. So that was tip 1, zooming in and out to get a better view of whatever part you're working on or to see your overview. The next thing I wanted to show you was the picture swap. So I am in the flyer already. I'm going to come over to the left. I've already connected my Keller Williams app because this is what connects me to the MLS, what already has my design pulled up. So I'm going to hit Keller Williams here, and you'll see I'm already connected to the MLS. So I have my listings, my recent listings are up here. So let's say I'm choosing this rental. I can select on it. It automatically takes me to the images. I can switch over to details to get other information as well, but I do want pictures right now. So let's say I want to use this top photo. I can hover, I clicked and held the photo. I'm going to drag and drop it over to the right. And you can see as I hover over the placeholders that are already there, it's giving me a preview of what will happen if I release it. So I'm going to release the photo right here. And I didn't have to resize it or anything. It put it right in there where it needed to go. Then I can look at the other photos that I have and see what I might want to put in one of those other spots. So let's say I like this long kitchen shot here and I want to put that in that long skinny photo. If I double click on that placeholder, you can see I have access to the whole photo and I can reposition it to slide it where I want to highlight that featured part of the kitchen. Now, let's say you're doing something that is not a listing, or you don't have it on the MLS yet, or maybe you're just doing like a buyer or seller guide and you want some good stock photos. On the left hand side near the top, you have elements you can go to, and you can search for photos in here. You'll see there's different types of sections: recently used, audio, video, and photo is right here. They might be in a different order on your screen, and that's okay. I'm just going to hit select all for photos. And then I can type in what I'm looking for. So I just put in kitchen, and you'll notice a lot of these have that little Canva crown, which means it's a pro feature. Now, as long as you're in your KW Canva account, those are free. You don't have to pay anything extra for them. That's part of the enterprise account that KW offers. So again, I can just click and hold on one of the photos here and drag it over and release it. And I can reposition it how I want to highlight the different items in there. I don't love that one, so I can try a different one. So you can do that as many times as you want until you see something that really is great for the space you have. I think that one looks pretty good. So I did kitchen. Let's do a living room. I can drop that in place. And let's do a bathroom. And you can add other words like luxury or put specific colors in it that you're looking for. We'll drop that in. That one's a little too green compared to the other ones. And if you make an oops, you can always go to that friendly little undo button at the top. Okay, you can see how easy that is to swap those photos in and out. So that was how you can add photos in from the MLS or right from the stock photos in Canva. So the next thing I want to do is scroll a little farther down the page, and you'll see I have these 4 text boxes down here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these are a different font from the ones at the top. So let's say I want to actually match it to this address bar here, the 123 Spruce. I want that same font, that oboe. I can go ahead and click on my name. I could click on any of these, doesn't matter which one. And I'm going to go to the font section, click that drop down, and you'll see on the left hand side all the fonts that are on your page already will show up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and select oboe here, and you can see it changed my name, but not the text boxes below it. I'm going to move this out of the way here. If I stay on that text kind of drawer that pulled out here, you'll notice at the bottom it's giving me the suggestion to switch from glacial indifference to oboe for all of them. So it says change all. So that's saying find everything that's glacial indifference and switch it over to oboe. So if I can do that, if I click this purple button, you'll see, watch my screen next to my picture. Those all changed instantaneously. So I don't have to go select each of these, click on font, come over and find it, switch it to something else. I can switch them all at the same time, or I can switch them back all in one go. So that's a big time saver too. Okay, so now we're going to focus in on that headshot. I'm going to slide in so we can see it a little better here, zoom in there. The first thing I want to show you is the background remover. Maybe we don't like this background. So I'm going to select my image, and we're just going to hit this little BG remover that came up on the edit bar, and it took it right out. Now, maybe you decided you didn't actually like it removed, so you can just hit that undo button and it'll pop it right back in place. The other thing I wanted to point out is that my shoulders are actually cut off in this picture. So maybe I don't want that, and I want it to look a little bit fuller and maybe a little more natural. So what I'm going to do is select my image, go back to that edit bar, and I'm actually going to hit the edit image button here. On the left-hand side, you'll see at the top you have your Magic Studio. So there's lots of different AI features in here. I'm going to scroll over until I find the Magic Expand. It's got the little ladybug on it. So I'll select that. And I've left mine on freeform. Usually I'm not doing a whole page. So I'm going to leave it on freeform. And you'll see, if you look closely, the corners of my design have little white corners. So I can drag to where I think my shoulders would end naturally if the picture included them. So I'm just kind of leaving some space for my shoulders to fill out that design. I'm going to come to the bottom on the editor and hit expand. And it'll take a couple seconds here, but it's going to end up giving me 4 options to look at and choose between with my shoulders expanded. All right, here we go. So here's option 1. And you'll notice if you're looking at my headshot as I click through these, we got a few different options. See, and it even kept that floral print on my shoulder. It's not just filling it in with black. I don't like that one so much. So there's my 4 options. And if you don't like any of them, you can just hit generate new. And when you find the one you do like, just go ahead and go all the way to the bottom and hit done. And that'll fill out your picture. And that doesn't only have to be used in headshots. You can do that for all sorts of things. Maybe a doorway got cut off. See, on this one, I could probably even make it a little wider here. I just would have to move my image over. But those are my 5 quick tips for you. So removing the background, using that Magic Expand, updating your fonts all at once, dragging and dropping your photos in, and using that zoom slider to be able to see what you want or get a full picture on your design. You may have noticed that I've got this fun little page at the bottom. So come back and check out my next tip will be on brand kits and how you can make those to easily apply everything right into any design that you're working on. I'll talk to you later.